today's our topic of discussion will be Introduction to Statistics. Why a statistician is required, where is statistics used, what is the exact definition of statistics, and how statistics is used to solve the real life problems. Let us take the example of business scenario. Maybe you run a business organization. You need to know about the present market situation, the previous year sales trends, your competitors, the future upcoming demand, your investment required to meet that demand, and finally, the strategies that you need to make to get the profit by the end of the year. For all of this, a layman cannot decide. A statistician is of better help. So, statistician can find answers to all these questions. Apart from business, you have many other fields where statistics can be very nicely used. The analysis of data can be done very nicely, especially in education, where the analysis of test performances can be done, the teaching methodologies can be updated, comparison of different courses in that particular college as per the demand or as per the placement opportunities. In case of medical field also, we can see that any drug comes into existence only when it passes through different tests and clinical trials. Here, many biostatisticians work with each and every drug so that it come into action. Apart from education and medicine, government uses statistics to draw its conclusions, its policies, its schemes before they are given to the public. In banks also, the repo rate, the reverse repo rate, the interest rates for all your deposits are decided based on the statistical data. The list is endless. Now finally, coming to the point of what is statistics? Statistics is the collection of data, organization of the collected data, analysis of the organized data, and finally interpreting it. We'll discuss about this in depth later. And after the definition of statistics comes how it is used. How is nothing but the usage of statistical tools to solve the problems, and those statistical tools are divided into descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. Descriptive statistics is used when your population is known, finite, limited. You need not infer this result to some other data. You need not scale up this result to some other data. Whereas in inferential statistics, your population is very large, is very infinite, where you need to take some part of that particular data, you need to calculate tests on it, and then only you'll generalize these results to the overall data. This comes under your inferential statistics. The topics generally we cover under descriptive statistics will be measures of central tendency, where you must have heard the terms like mean, median, mode, geometric mean, and harmonic mean. Next is measures of dispersion, range, variance, standard deviation, coefficient of variation, all of them will come. Next is measures of skewness and kurtosis. Of course, we'll discuss about these later. Next is inferential statistics. The topics under these will be testing of hypothesis, estimation, parametric and non-parametric tests, confidence intervals, sampling theory, etc. Now, we have discussed about statistics. Statistics is nothing but collection of data, organizing the collected data, analyzing the organized data, and finally drawing conclusions about the analyzed data, that is nothing but interpretation. Now for collection of data, we need to know what data is actually. Data is nothing but the information. The information that is relevant to our topic of consideration, that is our experiment. So first, we need to collect data means we need to collect the entire information that is required to perform an experiment. Now the data can be of two types. One is the quantitative type and the other is qualitative type. Quantitative data is nothing but numerical data. The numbers that are measured or not measured, that can be countable or not countable, all come under quantitative data. The other one is qualitative data. Qualitative data cannot be measured, cannot be counted, but can be attributed. It is categorical in nature. Like, see, for example, quantitative data can be like heights of a group of people, weights of a group of people, the number of kilometers a car runs, etc. And categorical data can be like beauty standards, intelligent quotient, etc. After the data collection, you need to know an important keyword called as variable. Variable, the term itself states, which can vary. A variable is nothing but an entity that can hold any value. An entity that can hold any value. It can hold either the quantitative type of value or a qualitative type of value. So this is called as your variable. Variable can have number, variable can have a characteristic. This is called as a variable because it varies. Now, a variable can be of discrete type or continuous type. Means a variable can hold discrete value or continuous value. What do you mean by discrete value? Discrete value is the value which takes countable values, whole values. Okay, like for example, we consider 2 children, not 1.5 children or 1.75 children. These are countable values, right? We consider 3 chocolates. We consider 10 flowers, but we can't consider 9.7 flowers. So all of these will be discrete values. Whereas continuous variable takes all the possible values between 2 values, like all the possible values between 2 values 2 and 3, starting from 2.000 so on 1 to 2.999 so on 9. All these values will be continuous, right? For example, we can consider the time duration you take to go from your home to your school. This can be your continuous variable, right? So a variable can be quantitative type or qualitative type, whereas your qualitative data can be of 2 types, nominal data or ordinal data. Ordinal data generally will be ranks. It goes from lower to upper part or upper to lower part, or ranking system, or gradual increase. It can be chronological order. Whereas nominal will be no ordering system, like yes or no, 0 or 1, or binary result can be considered as nominal data. Since we have seen what data is, from where it is collected, we need to know the exact sources of data that we are getting from. The source is generally of 2 types. First one is primary data and the second one is secondary data. Primary data is the data where the investigator directly goes to the respondent and collects the information. This process is generally surveying, where the investigator gives a set of questions which is called as questionnaire to each and every respondent and directly collects information from him. There are different methods of collecting primary data. The first one is direct interview method. That is the one where the questionnaire is distributed among the respondents and the investigator collects the information. The second one is mailed questionnaire method, where the investigator directly doesn't go to the respondent, but he instead mails the questionnaire to the respondent and collects the information. The third one is telephone interview method, where the questionnaire is not sent. Instead, the investigator calls the respondent and collects the information. And the fourth one is local sources. That is, a family member or a friend gives information on the behalf of the respondent. This is about the primary data. The second one is secondary data. Secondary data is the data that is collected from another primary data. It will be of 2 types. The first one is published data. The second one is unpublished data. Published data can be like your government publications that the central government of India or the state governments have released. The second one is research publications. Third one is the records that have been maintained in certain departments of government. The third one is archives that have been stored. The last one is journals that they maintain up to date. The next one is unpublished private data. Apart from the four types of data that we have seen under quantitative and qualitative data, that is discrete, continuous, nominal, and ordinal, we have two other important types of data called as the temporal data and the spatial data. Temporal data refers to the information that is tracked with reference to time, or the events that are tracked with reference to the time. Example, your time, duration, interval, etc. come under this. Let me make it simpler for you with reference to an application. Weather patterns recorded over a period of time come under temporal data. Financial transactions that have been taken over a year comes under temporal data. The second one is spatial data. Spatial data, as the name itself suggests, refers to the data that is collected with respect to the geographical location or over an area. Examples will be maps that have been drawn, the contours, the geographical boundary. An application for this spatial data type can be your own GPS location that happens in your mobile phones. A combination of temporal and spatial data together can also be another data type, that is spatio-temporal data type, which has the reference with respect to time as well as geographical location of an event. The best example for this will be the traffic pattern in your city at any particular time of the day. Thank you for watching. In the part 2 of this video, we'll discuss the main keywords and their importance in statistics. Stay connected.